Keith Apicary? Who the hell is that?
Support WrestleTalk!
Donate on Patreon.
Hello and welcome to the WrestleTalk News. I am Luke Owen and the question on everyone's lips is, who is Keith Apicary? I sure as heckfire don't know, but I guess we'll find out soon. What will surprise no one is that NXT TakeOver Chicago was a roaring success for the black and yellow brand, capped off with a brilliantly told street fight between the former DIY brothers Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. But that wasn't all NXT Papa Triple H had to smile about. On the same night as the show, music power couple Beyonce and Jay-Z dropped surprise album Everything Is Love, which took social media by storm. But it wasn't a storm powerful enough to disrupt NXT's Twitter dominance. As Triple H told Kathy Kelly after the show on Facebook, it's hard not to smile on the night when Beyonce and Jay-Z drop an album and you still trend on Twitter #1 worldwide. Good for you, Hunter, and congrats to everyone in NXT for such an incredible social media achievement, I guess. That's not the only thing Triple H is ready to boast about though, as he had a conference call with members of the UK wrestling press to hype up tonight and tomorrow night's United Kingdom Championship tournament from the prestigious Royal Albert Hall. And during that call, a member of the press from UK tabloids and all-round nasty pieces of work The Sun asked about whether WWE would be open to a working relationship with New Japan Pro Wrestling. After all, New Japan have gained a lot of momentum in 2018, with Wrestle Kingdom 12 bringing in new eyes on the product, and the recent Dominion presenting what some are calling the greatest wrestling match of all time. When responding, Triple H said, "Is there opportunity for cross-promotional events? Absolutely, with the right things. It's a blank slate and I'm open to just about anything if the right situation shows itself." This of course led to the idiots and trolls at The Sun running their headline, "Triple H opens the door to dream cross-promotion blockbuster between WWE, New Japan and other companies." But of course, context is important. Someone called Jack the Jobber, I know, I've never heard of him either, was on the same conference call and posted on Twitter, "No, he didn't." Someone asked if WWE would work with New Japan and he said WWE are open to working with anyone. Various sources, mainly UK tabloids, are reporting it as some huge mega crossover between WWE and New Japan. But he was just answering the question in a general sense. The rest of Triple H's quote reads, "We have an alliance with Progress in the UK, a situation with ICW in Scotland, two very well run and respected promotions that do good business. But more importantly, they are cultivating talent. They are not just exploiting talent and grabbing guys to do a show with them. They are teaching talent and trying to make them better, which is what it is all about for me." Which, if you ask me, doesn't sound like WWE and New Japan will be running shows together anytime soon. And if the Wrestling Observer is to be believed, the idea of WWE and New Japan teaming up could be totally out of the question, as they are reportedly planning a talent raid. New Japan currently features some of the biggest and best names in professional wrestling, including Tetsuya Naito, Minoru Suzuki, the Young Bucks, Zack Sabre Jr., Kazuchika Okada, and Kenny Omega, to name but a few. And several of those names are also featuring on Cody and the Young Bucks' sold-out All-In show, along with other popular names such as Marty Scurll, Hangman Page, and Jay Lethal. There are rumors that WWE have been holding off on their usual Black Friday releases in case any of that talent appears on the All-In card in September. And Dave Meltzer has written in the Wrestling Observer newsletter that there are lots of rumblings about WWE making moves on opening communication with talent in New Japan, as well as those announced for All-In. Meltzer doesn't list any of the names they've talked about, but conspiracy theorists will be quick to point out that WWE social media accounts have recently posted about current IWGP Heavyweight Champion Kenny Omega and IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champions against the Young Bucks at E3, and the King of Street Fighter V was featured on the WWE Network last week. And that's not the only reported underhand tactic by WWE. Meltzer also writes in the Wrestling Observer newsletter that WWE are trying to block Ring of Honor from running Madison Square Garden next year. Sinclair Broadcasting CEO Chris Ripley announced last week that ROH will be putting on a show in the legendary building on the Saturday before WrestleMania. But there are reports that WWE are working hard behind the scenes to prevent that show from taking place. Although they're not using MSG over WrestleMania weekend, as the Hall of Fame NXT Raw and SmackDown Live will be taped at the Barclays Center, WWE have a track record of blocking other wrestling companies from using the building in the past. In fact, no other wrestling promotion has run Madison Square Garden, as WWE always get their own way, even managing to stop WCW from running there back in the day. However, as WrestlingNews.co point out, this was during a time when WWE ran shows from MSG all the time and even taped TV there. And now they only do a handful of shows a year. And speaking of those behind the scenes in WWE, Wrestling Media Con have announced their latest guest for the September convention in Manchester, England, Patterson. Our next guest for Wrestling MediaCon is one of the most respected names in wrestling history. His first ever public appearances in the UK. Wrestling MediaCon is going to be the biggest ever UK wrestling convention and will feature shows from Revolution Pro Wrestling and Impact Wrestling, and a special Inside the Ropes with Patterson himself. Thrilled to announce this September we're bringing the one and only Pat Patterson to the UK. He created the Royal Rumble, helped build WrestleMania, and was an on-screen stooge for Mr. McMahon in the Attitude Era. Ollie and I will be there representing WrestleTalk along with Botchamania, Wrestling with Regrets, Cultaholic, Joe Hendry, and many more. Tickets are available now from WrestlingMediaCon.com. There was a new women's champion crowned at Money in the Bank. Click the video on screen right now to check out Ollie Davis's Money in the Bank review. I have been Luke Owen, and that was wrestling.